Hi guys, very happy to see you again after such a long time. I hope you're all fine, no microbes, and I hope you can manage to work and relax at the same time. We're studying slavery at the moment, and I think it could be interesting for me to tell you a few things about how things went at that time. So this first video is about precisely the triangular trade, the slave trade that happened between the end of the 16th century and the beginning of the 19th century. More precisely, the first slaves were brought to America in 1619, and the abolition of slavery, as you know, happened at the end of the Civil War in 1865. Remember, abolished by Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so I have prepared a map that you have probably seen. This map featuring the triangular trade. You see the triangle with Europe here, Africa, and America. First step, the slave ships departed from the harbors of Europe, and precisely Liverpool, Bristol, and London in England. They departed with manufactured goods, with alcohol, with textiles, and they headed towards Africa. In Africa, they sold their goods, they emptied the ships, and they hunted down potential slaves. The slaves were captured maybe towards Western Africa, sometimes in the center of Africa. They were captured by African European dealers, sometimes African chiefs. Once they were captured, they were usually, let me find my paper. They were usually, they were then shackled, or they were chained up, because sometimes they had to walk for many, many days, many weeks, sometimes 3 to 4 months to go from the center of Africa to the west coast where the ships were waiting for them. So option number 1, they were chained up like this. Okay? Option number 2, they were tied together by a yoke. A yoke is a wooden stick like this, and they were attached with the neck, and they were transported like this. Once they arrived in the west coast of Africa, they were boarded on slave ships where they spent 3 to 4 months, and this was the second step, called the Middle Passage from Africa to America. I will tell you about the conditions later. When they arrived in America, actually they arrived in the West Indies. In the West Indies, they were sold by auction. Again, paper, here. Okay? They were sold by auction to the highest bidder. And then, after that, they were sent to plantations, sugar plantations, tobacco plantations, and there they were forced to work for a master. They belonged to a master, called a master, or sometimes a slave owner or a slave holder. So this basically is what happened. 1, 2, 3. The boats, the ships, left Europe, sold goods to Africa. Africa sent slaves to the Americas, and then they transported back goods like what's written on my map, like sugar, tobacco, cotton, things from the plantations worked by the slaves. Okay, I hope it's fine for the triangular trade. I wanted to make sure it's clear. I hope it's clearer. Just let me know, okay? Bye-bye, see you in the next video about the Middle Passage. Bye-bye.